Greetings. New kitchen. What? Yeah, I ended up with another cantaloupe, so it happened. Yeah, so I'm making cantaloupe loaves this time. It's a different recipe from the one I adapted from loaves to make muffins. So we'll see how it turns out. Anyway, let's get to it. Why am I waving goodbye? I don't know, man. I don't know anything. Everything's fine. Okay, the angle's weird because I don't really have a light situation set up just yet. Just realized my light's pointing backwards. Um, eh, eh. I think that this is the best I can do for the moment. Okay, I don't have the recipe. Yeah, and if you ask, you idiot, why do you keep getting cantaloupes? It's because I just got a produce box because if I'm left to my own devices, I go to the store and I'm like, man, I don't want to buy this. I don't buy this. And then I don't want this. And then I leave without any vegetables. So if I get a produce box, then I am forced to have some diversity and use what I get. Uh, this seems like an odd order for things to be in. Also, we'll get to the catastrophe that's my floor right now. Okay, I'm just gonna do. That doesn't really look like 6 egg whites. Supposedly that's 6 egg whites. What was I talking about? The catastrophe that's my floor. Yeah, so I ended up with another cantaloupe. I ate some of it while I was cutting this up. Well, the recipe also says to puree it, and I didn't do that. Here we are. It's all fine. Everything's fine. Okay. I don't have my measuring cups. Ah. I have baked in my new house. What did I bake? I don't even remember. No, it's not coming to me, and that's going to bother me. I didn't make muffins. Oh, you're right. I made a cake. I wanted cake, so what else would you do? Okay. Cup of oil. I'm not going to cut down on it because I don't have the fat from the egg yolks, and I want to use up this container of oil. Almost there. Oh, that seems like so much. It makes 2 loaves, so it's fine. Everything's fine. All right, and that was just 1.5 cups of sugar because I think that 2 is going to be way too much for me. Even 1.5 might be a little bit excessive. We'll see. This kitchen has a lot more potential for baking videos than my last one did. I just don't quite have everything set up. Oh, let's just get to the catastrophe that's the floor, and then I've got something to talk about. What am I videoing? Oh, that's my oven. Can you see the amount of cat hair in this oven door? I hope you can. It's fucking shocking. Shocking, I say. Anyway, there's the floor. There's the sink. There's a bucket in the sink. There's the dishwasher. The fridge is not in place because I'm patching what was a big hole in the wall. And yeah, now I've got something to talk about. This shadow's weird. Okay, because my light flipped upside down. I don't have a good situation for this light just yet. Because I've got other things to focus on. Okay. Well, everything's kind of in a weird order. Whatever, I'll just chunk the cantaloupe in now. The recipe says to puree it. I didn't do that because I couldn't be bothered. So I also couldn't be bothered to measure out 2 cups of cantaloupe. So that's, I don't know, a small cantaloupe, and I probably ate like a quarter of it because I just ate the bits that were too hard to grate. It seemed like the easiest solution. So I'm already kind of sick of cantaloupe. I can't put my dishes in the sink. I gotta put them in the bucket. Right. Yeah, yesterday, well, I'd noticed that the sink wasn't draining well, and yesterday I decided to do something about that situation. All I did was make it worse, because it was draining, but just really slowly. And now what I've successfully done is get it so it's not draining at all. Yeah. Oops. So I tried cleaning out the P-trap. I tried baking soda and vinegar. I tried a drain snake, which is what screwed me over completely. Because yeah, that just like compacted the clog. And now the sink's not draining at all. Like, why did I think that it was a good idea for me, a person with bad luck, to buy a house? This was destined to end badly for me. Yeah, so, and then after the last time I ran the dishwasher, at least I'm assuming it's the dishwasher, well, the last two times I ran it, the that was some amount of salt. Um, Dishwasher water is like backing up into the sink because it can't drain properly. Yeah, yeah. So then I noticed that there was water like underneath the flooring. Like I'd walk around and be like squish, squish, and little bits of water would come up between the vinyl planks. So at midnight last night, I decided, yeah, I need to deal with this issue urgently right now, and ripped up those bits of plank that you can see. I don't know what, like, I don't know how well you saw it. Like, what was this? Like, what, what manner of substance? Sorry. Yeah, like it's not blood. And like, what is this? Yeah, sorry, I can't see what I'm doing. That's the dishwasher. What is this? It's like a little concrete thing. And then the lino is all out of shape. Also, don't mind my toenails. Um, yeah, yeah, everything is just escalating into a catastrophe, which is fabulous. But I finally did get the sink. like, I had to give up on the old sink because I could not find the proper connector. Everything, like, I don't know what the fuck is up with plumbing measurements, but everything's fucked up. Okay, I guess this is called cantaloupe bread, not loaf, but bread comes in loaves. Okay, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Wow, that was a lot. Okay. Yeah, something like that. You can never have too much cinnamon. Well, you can, but okay, half a teaspoon of ginger. That's not very much ginger. That's more than half a teaspoon. 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. No, wait, I want flour in first. Okay. This is, again, buckwheat flour, which I think I used last time as well. 2/3. 1/3, half. Okay. I just spilled cinnamon all over my cup, so I'm going to rinse them anyway. I'm just trying to use this up, and just so it doesn't screw everything up, I'm only going to do a cup flour dust. What have I successfully completed? I successfully completed something yesterday. What was it? It was satisfying. I don't even remember what it was. Everything's a failure. Okay. Actually, I can stir this in. My oven sings me a song when it's done preheating, which is pretty nice. It also sings me a song when the timer stops. I haven't quite, well, I've only used it once, but there's got to be a way to like set a timer and not have the oven shut off when the timer goes off. I haven't delved deep enough to know. Also, the picture for these muffins has pecans inside, but I don't know. The recipe doesn't call for them. Just gonna do it the classic way, I guess. I wonder if cantaloupes and chocolate chips would be good. Okay, regular flour chunk and okay. This is awkward with the flooring. Yeah, one of these days I'm going to take apart the oven door and clean the inside of it. Okay, 3/4 of a teaspoon, something like that. As usual, I hope you're not trying to follow along with what I'm doing. I'm kind of following the recipe. 1 teaspoon, something like that. Stir, stir, stir. But this would be good with like chai spices. It'd basically just be a chai loaf. If I put some cardamom in there, I bet that'd be a good time. Just like mixed spices. Also, if you saw the last video, the hand and arm pain has not gone away. It's just gotten worse to the point where it hurts to stir. It's shooting pains through my wrist and into my hand. It's the worst if I twist my hand. If I just kind of hold it fairly steady, it's not as bad. Okay, taste test coming up. Incoming. Smells like cantaloupe. Okay. Tastes like cantaloupe. Okay, it's not too sweet, so I'll leave. Oh yeah, I forgot that I trailed off my story about everything I tried to get the sink to function. I tried my shop vac, so like wet vac, both from the sink and from the P-trap, both suction and pushing air out. No. Is there anything else I tried? I did try Drano eventually. No. Yeah. Tried boiling water. Nothing. And yeah, all I did was successfully completely clog it instead of, unclogging it. So, got a plumber coming tomorrow. It's just gonna cost me. Everything's costing money. Okay. 2 loaf fans. Dividing stuff in no. Dividing stuff in half evenly is always a challenge, especially when I'm doing it at an idiotic angle. What am I doing with my life? What am I doing? What did I successfully complete yesterday? I don't know, man. I don't know. I did switch out a light switch successfully. There's one going into the basement where, like, you have to have the switch on in the hallway to turn the switch on in the basement, but if you turn the switch off in the basement, then you can't turn it on from upstairs, and it doesn't make sense. And I tried to rewire it, but it was a complete failure. There may have actually been some screaming involved. I was so frustrated, but my brother might be able to help. And yeah, I had to give up on there's been a lot of giving up. I had to give up on the flooring in my bedroom because the subfloor needs to be completely ripped up. And there was a point a couple days ago where I was like, do I do this myself? And I was like, no. This is not a good idea. So, plus I can't really afford it right now. I'm just eating off the counter. Yeah, so that's a problem for later, Kelsey. You know, my bedroom is just plywood subfloor, which is great. It's great. Anyway, I'm going to bake these for how long? How long? About an hour. Okay, I'll be back in about an hour. Also baking them at 325. All right, it hasn't been an hour, but I forgot that there's a sauce. So let's make the sauce. It calls for almost 2 cups of sugar and half a cup of butter, which very much seems like overkill to me. So I'm gonna cut it in half and have it a little less saucy. So about a quarter cup of butter. Ugh. Something like that. And I'm gonna let that melt. And then I will be back to put in. Did I turn the red on? Yeah. Why do I have it so low? Anyway, I'm gonna let this melt and I'll be back. Okay, I went too hard. Okay, I went too hard and the butter is boiling. I better put some brown sugar in. My God, why? It's a big lump that I want to get out of here. Oh, what are you doing? God, being a pest. He decided briefly that his new home was in the cupboard above the fridge, but he seems to have gotten over that, which is kind of unfortunate because he's cute, but I don't really want to encourage him being on the counters. So I was going to put his tall cat tree in the corner, but he hasn't been going up there, so I don't know. I don't really have a good place to put it. Most of my windows are not conducive. Most of the big ones are either in the center of the room or not square, and it kind of needs to be on a corner. But I don't know. That's half the reason I did that drywall patch. The other half was that it looked really bad. Yeah, the cabinet was there and disguising the previous owner's sins. So get off the fucking counter. Jesus, stop it. Got the tray from some pork chops on the counter. He really wants it, but I really don't want him to have it. This doesn't look like it's going to be runny enough for sausage, for premium sausage. Phil, for fuck's sakes, get off the counter. God. Stop it. Oh, there's no timer. So everything's making noise. You're a bad cat. You heard me. I said it. Okay. I had something that I was gonna brag about accomplishing, but I don't remember what it was. Should maybe put a little bit of milk in this? Doesn't look like it's gonna be melty enough. I think I'm gonna put a little milk in. I forgot to check the loaves. Where are my toothpicks? Why are they not with baking stuff? Toothpicks should be with baking stuff, not miscellaneous freight. I forgot that I didn't move this. Yeah, see what I'm doing. Okay, this is a challenge. Those were my cantaloupe seeds, in case you were wondering. Yeah, that looks done enough. Sorry, hate the noise of people clearing their throat, and here I am clearing my throat. Okay. Upper oven off. Ding. Yeah, that needs a little milk. It says it's a praline topping, but I'm not using pecans, I'm using crushed walnuts because this is what I have. Well, by this is what I have, I mean, I want to use up the rest that are in this bag. No. No. That's not a lot, but it's enough. It's the thought that counts. Right? Yeah, that's not runny enough. Look. The fuck? Get off the counter. Remember at me. My next. The next thing I'm doing is going outside and taking out the garbage, but God forbid I leave it on the counter for 2 minutes. Phil! What? I hope you heard that. I said Phil and he went, Mer, as he does best. I still forget the other thing I was going to talk about. I don't know. Don't remember. It'll come back to me. Anyway, okay. Change angles again. I really need to figure out this kitchen thing. Okay. Make this off. Ding. Ding. Whatever's good enough. Okay. Sauce for the top. I don't know why they're kind of indented, but here we are. It's fine. I thought Phil was eating something. He's not allowed, but it turns out he's just grooming. That's the noise I heard. He loves his windows. Yeah, I've got a cat tree in my living room window that he absolutely never used before how we used to use it. I had it behind my chair and Howard would lie on it. I would be able to just reach back and pet him. But anyway, yeah, Phil never used it. But now it's right smack in the middle of the window and he loves it. He spends most of his day there. Thankfully he adjusted well, because there's definitely a little urinary blockage scare while I was packing up my old place and moving stuff here. We've shown all the signs, all the danger signs, but I think I caught it in time and started feeding him his prescription food that he hates. It's a fun hunger strike situation. And I doubled his medication, but back on his regular food and off the drugs. Well, back on his regular dose of drugs. Yeah, so I think he's out of the woods. Fingers crossed. Because, yeah, don't want to have to deal with another urinary blockage. Anyway, that's done. I will taste test later. Okay, let's try it. Assuming it's cool enough. It's quite fluffy. How easy is it going to be to get a piece out? Come on. It smells like banana bread. Okay. A little crumbly. The topping tastes good. Of course. Wouldn't have it any other way. Now. It kind of tastes like banana bread too. I don't know why. good though. Nice and moist. Anyway, that's all from me. Farewell. Also, my nail polish is so bad.